This week, Spotify, as well as other major streaming platforms like Apple, Amazon, YouTube, and Pandora, have filed a proposal for what you should get paid for royalties over the next 5 years between 2023 to 2027. And what do you know? They think you are worth even less than what they are paying right now. Every 5 years, the US Copyright Royalty Board summon all of the DSPs to talk about royalties, and that time has come. And it's kind of like a trial. Everyone gets together, there is a 3-member board, and they discuss royalties. And before that, all of the DSPs put a proposal in to say this is what we think is fair to pay songwriters. And this time, the DSPs think that streaming royalties should be lower. In fact, they should be the lowest in history. Google, who own YouTube, have said there is no money to pay more artists because their music streaming platform makes no money. And that's kind of fair if you think about it, because Google only made $18 billion in profit in the last quarter of 2021. Now, to fully demonstrate this problem, we need to get out of the studio and we need to take this to the kitchen. So welcome to the kitchen. Now, this is what the DSPs like Spotify and Amazon and Apple want you to think happens with royalties. So let's say that this is Apple or Apple Music, everything that is responsible for the music player in Apple. Now, when it comes to the royalties, the record label takes 52%. So let's say it's about half. So we cut our Apple in half. So that is royalties. Now, after that, then we have to look at things like shareholders. When it comes to Spotify and other platforms, they have shareholders. Their shareholders take a big wodge. So, whoa, we got to take that. So there is money for shareholders. Now, after shareholders, well, what else do we need? Oh yeah, of course, marketing. Spotify claims that they spend $1 billion a year just on marketing alone to try and get to new areas. So of course, that money for marketing has to go somewhere too. And then what else is there? Well, there's running costs. Running costs are quite expensive because don't forget, you've got office space, you've got people, you've got to have space for 75 million songs. So of course, that is going to take quite a considerable amount of running space, which leaves this bit here. This is what gets divided up into 8 million slices. And as you can see, that is not a huge slice of the apple. Or Apple. Now, that's what DSPs like Apple, Amazon, Spotify, that's what they want you to believe, that after everything is shared out, this is what's left over. But that doesn't tell the full story. It only tells half the story because Apple, as an example, made $57 billion in the US alone in 2020, and 60% of that was from iPhone-related products. Now, Apple sell their iPhone off the back of your music. So yes, if you look at the Apple and you divvy it up, this is what you're left with. The problem is, Apple are using your music to go and get more product. And another one, and another one, and another one. So in the end, your music is promoted. Your slice of your... So in the end... No! One more time. So in the end, your music is making a heck of a lot more money for Apple than it is for you. I got it! So think about it. If you take Apple Music away, think of the damage in terms of billions every single year to Apple from their products. Now, whilst Apple, Amazon, and Google all sell products off the back of your music, Spotify not so much. Spotify, they don't sell phones, they don't have technology, they don't have a shop, they don't have a Google, and so therefore they only make money off the music, or as they would like you to believe, because Spotify still sell adverts, and they have invested over $1 billion in podcasting in the last 24 months. And that has allowed Spotify to grow rapidly. In fact, Spotify grew $1.25 billion in 2020 from the previous year. The main problem here is the setup. The way music is bought now is via memberships on places like Spotify. And that is divvied up. So the first chunk will go to the record label. The second chunk will go to the DSPs themselves because, as we've discussed, you have to have the shareholders, you've also got the running costs, you've also got marketing, and then after that, anything that's left over, that goes to the songwriters. So it's kind of like the scraps from the table. The problem here is we don't get any choice in how Spotify is run. So Spotify will charge $10. Who gets to say?
Well, Daniel Ek gets to say.
The artists have no say. They can't push their price up or down, and they can't push Spotify's price up or down. Now, if we look at the mechanics of an old school CD, when it comes to outgoing, you've got your recording costs, you've got your mixing, you've got your mastering. Then after that, you've got your manufacturing, you've got your distribution, and on top of that, you've got your marketing costs. But when it comes to your income, you get to set the price of your CD to whatever you want. $1, $5, $15. Heck, if you want, you can sell a CD for $150 because it's your choice. So back to the start. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, Pandora, they're all looking at cutting the songwriter royalty rate. Now, what does that mean for you? Even if you don't have a publishing deal or a record deal and you're funding all of this yourself, it's the same thing. What it means is your 0.004 cents for every stream. Well, that's an average, and that can go up and down. And let's face it, it's not going up, but it can absolutely come down. And what these DSPs are proposing is not only that they come down and lower the streaming royalty, but they come down to a historical low rate. Meanwhile, all of these platforms, like Spotify, seem to be bringing in more and more money every single year. They're getting more power, more leverage, and what happens to the people who are creating the magic, the songs, the product that allows people to come on, pay their membership so that they get the product? That's you. That means you're going to be getting less per stream. This week, I talked to David Israelite, the CEO and president of the NMPA, the National Music Publishers Association, to ask him, what can we do to get behind this cause to make sure this doesn't happen? Now, the NMPA and David Israelite are holding a virtual town hall meeting on the 20th of October, which you can tune in to see what happens. Obviously, I will be bringing you more news on this. But we cannot allow this to go any further. We have to use our voices, no matter how small. It doesn't matter whether you've got 20 followers on Instagram. We have to start educating people in what is happening to the music industry and what artists are actually getting per stream compared to what people think that they're probably getting. Spotify and other DSPs are incredible platforms, especially for consumption. But as they bring in more money and get more power and more leverage, we can't allow them to be taking away even more money from the creators like yourself, who are the backbone and the creativity and the magic behind Spotify. And this is the time where you can take to social media and say to your audience, no matter how small, hey, I'm here to entertain. I'm here to provide you value with my music and my story. But let me just take a second to inform you about what is happening right now to the music industry and what this means for me as an artist and what it will mean if this gets lowered anymore. This education will help because people need to know what's happening, and we as artists need to use our voices. Otherwise, it will happen in 5 years' time and 5 years down the line. So thanks for watching. I will keep you posted on this. So hit that subscribe button so you are kept up to date with what's happening, because this affects you directly as a performing artist, a songwriter, and an artist. This is the time where we have to put a stop to this. Use your voice. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.